One of the things that you'll consider as a composer is using a score writing package, and there are plenty out there, and they're utterly brilliant for certain things. They're brilliant in that they'll give you a kind of oral spell check. If you misspell a word on a word processor, it'll underline, you go, oh, I didn't mean it quite like that. In playback mode, once you've put your notes in, it will play back and you'll go, well, I didn't quite mean it like that, or I've missed a sharp, or I've misvoiced a chord. And it's great. The feedback is fantastic. It'll allow you to print a score and give it to your potential players or singers. And they do far more good than harm. The harm side is that you don't want them to stand in the way. You don't want to be thinking, I've got to get my idea down while you're looking up how to put something in a manual. It takes a long time to become intuitive. I think of a score writing package a little bit like an instrument. I've been doing it quite a long time and I'm quite good. I can do it without thinking, and you need that just as you would perform a polished piece or something. The one thing I'd guard against, I think, with score writing packages, if you're just starting out, is that they make everything sound, in inverted commas, brilliant. By which I mean, unless you're really into the business of sort of theory and how you lay out a page, a score writing package isn't going to show you that you've misnotated a rhythm or something. And players get very hot about this. There are certain conventions that you need to understand. So rhythms tend to be grouped in whole beats, if you like. And in most cases, you need to be able to see the rhythm in the middle of a bar. The middle of the bar needs to be clear. And score writing packages, unless you really know what you're doing, will not really get that. And you can just put in notes and it'll join it all up and it'll make it 4 beats in a bar because it defaults to 4/4, and it'll write at crotchet equals 100 because that's what they default to. You have to make it your sort of servant rather than your master. So I would say if you're going to use one, be mindful of all the good things it can give you, but knowing that you're still having to go to do these things that composers do with a pencil and paper, which is really just understand how notation works. Because what you get wrong on a score is going to upset your singers. They're going to be very nice to you. If you're writing for ORA, you won't find a nicer, more talented choir, but it will waste time and it will eat into rehearsal times. And your duty, whether you're writing the simplest triadic, slow-moving music or super crazy with all sorts of other vocal pyrotechnics going on, your job is to be clear, and the thing about the score writing package is that it's got to facilitate that and not stand in the way. So don't listen to it as a pupil, if you like, of composition and go, yeah, sounds cool. Really, really take your time to look, make sure it's neat, tidy, clean, and kind of makes sense. You should see the way I write French, for instance. It was like utterly hopeless. To me, it sounds great. But give it to a French person, they're going to go, what's he doing? So it's the same with a choir or an orchestra or whoever you're writing for, your favorite pianist. Get it neat and tidy and know those kind of rules. It's back to a kind of rule sort of 2, know your stock, know what you're doing, know what the expectations are. And work hard at that, because ultimately it's not going to dull your creativity. Quite the opposite. It's going to unleash your creativity and allow you to communicate better, more fairly, and people won't say bad things about you behind your back.